Okay, folks, in all of mythology, fantasy, and high fiction, there are no beings more well thought out than demons. How they look, what they do, how they eat, etc. etc. I mean, there are religious myths that even describe their god as a streak of light, but demons are even classified. This is what makes demons my favorite in any setup. Now don't go ahead and associate me with cults because I'm already the self-proclaimed destriant, mortal sword, and shield anvil of all demon races across all platforms. Okay, enough with the social justice activism for demon rights. Let's get into it. Azalean Demons. These are monstrous, insectile devils which stood twice as tall as a man and possessed 6 limbs, each of which ended in a large, flat, short-fingered hand. One of them was characterized as having a hunchback and a prickly ridge on his back. It had a thick, muscled neck and a large squat head, and a flaring, black-skinned, swept-back brow. The demon possessed blue eyes described as all too human. It featured a huge mouth and twin slits for a nose, as well as bizarrely projecting lower lips that gave it a perpetual pouting aspect. The monster had a mane of wispy, bluish black hair that extended all the way to the ground. Basically, you meet this native dweller of Shadow on the street, you'll need a poo bag, my friend. Despite them considering Shadow Throne and Cotillion as pretenders to the throne of Shadow, they seemed to serve nonetheless, because courts gave Callum a pouch containing dusky diamonds within which were sealed Azalean Demons. One of them helped Karl escape and rescue the Ashok regiment when they were in 7 cities and 7 cities had risen in rebellion, and a squad of Azalean Demons covered him while he hightailed it from the 2 Deragoth. Being able to hold off Hounds of Darkness is not easy task, and don't forget, one could kill 500 soldiers in a span of less than 50 heartbeats. Actuarians. Of course, the Azalean's neighbors were next. These natives of Shadow were about 9 foot tall with a flat head, 1 central eye, long snout, long senior's neck, and a midnight black and hairy body with 1 front leg and 2 hind legs. Their blood was black. Paints a pretty picture, doesn't it? Apt was the Actuarian we've met, and she just as friendly as you'd expect. As Callum's bodyguard, she and Karl carved through Imperial assassins in Mala's Isle. She and her other Actuarians were instrumental in defending the throne of Shadow from the Tisteedu war parties sent by the Emperor of 1,000 Deaths to seize it. Just as an afterthought though, the fact that Amananas and Cotillion could make these demon races in Shadow serve them, races that were natural inhabitants of a realm known to be far older than mortal realm, really throws the fact that they were usurpers out the window, don't you think? Corvala, a seafaring demon race from the death-adjacent demon realm of Aral Gamelon. Some of them lived in Emulan though it's pretty unclear how they ended up there. Pal is the Corvala we've interacted with closely. He was described as an almost insubstantial, the smoky form of his body stretching like threads in places, curling like wool in others. All that was visible was its eyes, 2 black slits. Pal head off a squad of Tisteedu master assassins while Quick Ben and Callum were tactically retreating from the battle on the rooftops of Darujistan. Anomanda promptly took care of Pal using Dragnipur. Corvalas heard the voices of children, but don't let this fool you. They could level a city if they so wished it. It's just ridiculous how many demons Shadow was home to, but these two were a very specific breed. They had a structured society. Their leaders were known as the Candrila Tyrants, whereas the subjects were the Kenryll'ah. The tyrants were tall, thin, and extremely bony. Their skin was black as chiseled basalt, and their facial features were sharper than a Kenryll'ah's. The toughness of the tyrants was not in question, as during the conquest of Letha by the Bone Hunters, 2 of the tyrants survived the drum, a technique in which 4 castles are set up to successfully explode. Remember that only Fiddler has ever survived a castle blast, and that's because he was saved by the Ghost Bridge Banner Hedge, and Sailchur's ruin as well during the Letha invasion, but he came very close to death. Gallain Demons. These were residents of Aral Gamelon, and their lord was 12 feet tall with hunched shoulders, wrapped in a glittering cape with a high cowl. It carried a 2-bladed axe which was slung in a wide dragon hide belt with a handle as long as a man was tall. In combat, the axe burst into blue flame, flaring with a bright cascading white light when it made contact. It had a wide, squat face with 2 slitted eyes and long carved canines. This lord faced off against Anomanda, and Wraith dispensed it after dispelling a lot of energy that he needed to be decommissioned for a while. There is speculation though that they were somehow influenced by Elder Light, Kurald Thirlan. Syrinth. The Syrinth were a race of demons inhabiting Aralgamelon as well. Syrinth were larger than Bederin bulls with toad-like skin and splayed limbs. They had wide, low heads that were predominantly jaws and fangs, and their eyes were large and luminous and appeared to burn like fire. Despite their size, they were capable of extremely fast outbursts of speed, and they did not speak but communicated in grunts and squeals. Other unidentified demons. Interesting bit of trivia, guys. It is a demon named Zethel who named Amananas and Cotillion originally. The names were Amananash, the one who will know everything, and Kotelishat, the one who watches and judges. Her race is unknown, but they inhabit shadow. Grey Frog is also another unknown, but he is widely considered as a Syrinth, though I have my reservations on that. In Return of the Crimson Guard, Kyle faced off against an unknown demon and managed to hold it off before Smokey melted it. Who'd take us? The Crimson Guard are a friendly bunch, aren't they? Moby, Mammoth's pet, was also a soul-taken demon who ended up as a guardian of the Azath. Whether he classifies as a demon is up for debate, but his power was not in doubt as he fought off countless soul-taken and divers on the way to Tremolor. There was also a Calibaral demon which was freed in Letheras and caused some havoc before the Jagut Huntress imprisoned it again. That's it from me today, folks. Smash a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Oh, and sorry for the nightmares. I am Azalean, and I'm out of here. Peace.